Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. Police are maintaining tightened security as vacationers and the Holy Week break and return to Metro Manila. National Capital Region Police Office Chief Major General Anthony Aberin said over the weekend that increased police presence will continue in places of convergence, along with inspections and monitoring. They will also continue coordinating with local government units and terminal authorities for patrols, with police assistance desks remaining on standby. Aberin urged the public to remain vigilant, cooperate with authorities, and report suspicious activities to police help desks and hotlines. The Philippine National Police earlier deployed over 65,000 policemen throughout the country to ensure a safe and peaceful observance of Holy Week. Meanwhile, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board on Sunday warned public utility vehicle drivers against overloading amid the surge of travelers returning to Metro Manila following the Holy Week break. In an interview, LTFRB spokesperson Ariel Inton advised drivers not to overload their vehicles to avoid possible accidents. Inton also urged passengers not to ride overloaded vehicles for their own safety. The warning comes after an allegedly overloaded jeepney bound to a resort crushed and injured 38 passengers in Miagao, Iloilo on Black Saturday. At the same time, Inton called on commuters to report cases of overcharging and the operation of colorum or unauthorized PUVs. Violators may face fines of 5,000 to 15,000 pesos, possible impoundment of their vehicle, and cancellation of Certificate of Public Convenience. The MRT3 is adding more train sets to accommodate the rush of commuters returning home or going to work after the Holy Week. The MRT3 management said they will deploy 3 4-car trains in the morning and afternoon starting today, April 21. Each 4-wagon trains can take in over 1,500 passengers. The longer trains will augment the current lineup of 16 3-car trains. At least 20 train sets will be deployed, especially during rush hours. Earlier this morning, Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon, Department of Information and Communications Technology Secretary Henry Aguda, and MRT3 General Manager Michael Kapati inspected the North Avenue station to monitor operations and the rush of passengers. Dizon said passenger flow is much smoother, especially with the addition of trains during the rush hour. The Department of Transportation and MRT3 are studying the possibility of implementing cashless payments for single journey tickets, as well as AI technology to replace X-ray machines to shorten passenger lines. In other news, the Philippine National Police has formally established 2 specialized committees to uphold public safety and truth in information. The Joint Anti-Kidnapping Action Committee, or DICT, to be led by PNP Deputy Chief for Investigation, Lieutenant General Edgar Alan Ocubo, will focus on neutralizing organized kidnapping. DICT was created following the successful resolution of the kidnapping and murder case of businessman Anson Ke and his driver Armani Pabilio. Meanwhile, the Joint Anti-Fake News Action Committee, or JAFNAC, will address misinformation and disinformation that threaten public trust, peace, and national stability. This came as the PNP debunked unverified reports of alleged kidnappings of prominent businessmen, which has led to alarm and misinformation. The committee will be led by PNP Deputy Chief for Operations Lieutenant General Robert Rodriguez. PNP Chief General Romel Francisco Marbil said these committees are proactive responses to modern threats in line with the Bagong Pilipinas vision of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. They also reflect the PNP's commitment to transparent, accountable, and proactive policing. The Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development announces it will speed up projects in Metro Manila under President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s flagship Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino program. DICT Secretary Jose Rizalino Acuzar said they will focus on projects in Metro Manila as the region with the largest number of informal settler families. Acuzar said they have identified priority areas in the NCR that may be transformed into sustainable township developments. The ongoing 4PH projects in Metro Manila are in Caloocan City, Manila, Quezon City, and San Juan City. Local government units in Pasig, Muntinlupa, Mandaluyong, Marikina, Navotas, Parañaque, Valenzuela, and Malabon have also signed a Memorandum of Understanding with DICT to join 4PH. Meanwhile, more 4PH projects are in the advanced stages of construction and development in other regions. The turnover of housing units under 4PH is already continuing in the cities of Palayan and Bacolod. Meanwhile, 4PH projects in San Mateo, Rizal, City of San Fernando in Pampanga, Davao City, and Tagaloan in Misamis Oriental will be ready for turnover to beneficiaries. In our business news, the government has marked 47 hectares in property owned by Clark International Airport Corporation to be used for a planned food hub for agricultural commodities. The Department of Agriculture said the development of the initial 12-hectare section will cost some 2 billion pesos. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. said the project may be operational within 18 months from the start of construction. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon said the food hub is a potential game changer for agriculture and food logistics, given Clark's strategic location near the Subic Seaport and the Subic-Clark Expressway. The DA is looking to establish other food hubs across the country to boost farm output, stabilize food supply and prices, increase farmers' income, and generate jobs. Meanwhile, the Department of Agrarian Reform has forgiven nearly 41 million pesos in unpaid debt owed by more than 1,000 agrarian reform beneficiaries in Mulanay, Quezon. DAR's Calabarzon Regional Office distributed certificates of condonation with release of mortgage to 1,124 ARBs with outstanding amortizations and interest with the Land Bank of the Philippines. The condonation covers 1,390 collective certificates of land ownership awards over 1,662 hectares of agricultural land. This is made possible by the new Agrarian Emancipation Act signed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in July 2023. The law is expected to benefit over 610,000 farmers and write off 57.5 billion pesos in land-related debts. In 2024, Marcos reaffirmed his commitment to completing the government's agrarian reform agenda by the end of his term in 2028. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and DICT account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I am Marita Muahe. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.